What up, guys? Welcome back to RT2CC Comic Club. Justin here, and I apologize. This is awful how bad I am with this, but I just want to reassure you guys that even though this is an old video, it's a recap from July 17th and 18th. I will be tying in some current news with it from October, late October, early November, as well as my current opinion as of November 1st as I'm filming this. Now, before I start, I just want to give a huge shout out, huge thanks to all those people who have been clicking that like button and subscribing and even clicking the affiliate links for Amazon. I did just see that I hit $2.46 last month in October, and even though it's a small amount, I'm really stoked about that. Every little bit helps to support the channel. And speaking of helping the channel, I did create a Patreon page yesterday, and I wanted to kind of offer some extra value, some extra content and perks to the people who really want to support the channel. And I have been getting asked from some people if there's a way to they can contact me and talk to me and stuff like that. And I'm really bad at kind of checking all the different social media messages, so I wanted to have one place where we could all come together and talk about stocks and see what my current trades are in real time and stuff like that. And so I created a private Discord server, and if you're not familiar with what Discord is, it is a kind of it started out as a gamers app, like a chat app, but it kind of expanded and people use it for all sorts of things. And I'll post a little screenshot here of how it's organized. If you haven't seen Discord before, it's an app you download and you create a username and you join servers. And some of the information will be in on the Patreon page. I'll put a link in the description below for that. And it's organized you can create different channels, so you can have basically different chat rooms depending on the topic. And so I'm trying to build that up, and I want to offer it as a extra service or just some extra value for people who really want to support the channel and contribute that way. So without further ado, let's go into the early part of this video, and then we'll come back to me. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Today we got to deal with Netflix. So what's up? Welcome back to RT2CC Comic Club. Justin here, and the market's not open yet. We still got 15 minutes. So bad news. Amazon. Oh my gosh, Amazon is also down. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. $16. Amazon is down. It is not good today. Alibaba, pretty much everything I can see so far, we're down on. Especially Netflix, because they reported bad earnings. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't as good as they were expecting, and they've been known to blow their earnings out of the water every single quarter for the last year or so, at least. So, they swing and a miss this time, and I feel huge overreaction. I just think it's a big overreaction. I know they didn't get as many as they wanted, but I think they still got 5 million out of the 6 million they were estimating. 5 million new subscribers is still a lot for one quarter, and they still have over 130 million worldwide subscribers. That's a ton of people to have subscribed. And I think what people are forgetting about is that it's not just about growing subscribers. I mean, yeah, that's a big part of it, but all the people that are already subscribed are just more potential customers for any sort of side revenue and affiliate products that they make. I've talked about this before, but for example, with Stranger Things, Netflix owns the rights to that whole show. So if they sell action figures, if they sell mugs, if they sell shirts, which I've seen people wearing Stranger Things shirts before, in real life, I've seen them. So that's more revenue that Netflix can get. That has nothing to do with subscribing to the service. And so I think people are forgetting about that. They're kind of not even thinking about it. As long as they're building, which they still are, as long as they're growing subscribers, I think they're going to be okay. They're not going to hit every single estimate every single quarter, but I don't know if that's reason to dump that much shares. $54 is insane. So I don't know. Honestly, guys, I think that's going to come right back up. It's just going to take a little while, but I think that will come right back to 400. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to get hit today. Luckily, we only have one call. I wanted to get more, but luckily we just have the one. So the most we could lose, let's say we still have till 2020 anyway. So Right now my call's worth like 7,800. Sorry, my alarm, I had an alarm set and it just went off and messed up the video. But what I was saying was, we only have the one call. It's worth $7,800 right now, so that would be the most I could possibly lose, but it doesn't expire till January of 2020. So I'm gonna take a big hit today, but it'll be impossible for me to lose more than that. So I'm gonna hold on for a little bit longer just to see if it starts to come back. I think some investors might be jumping on this opportunity to buy some shares for cheap. So I'm gonna hold on to it today, and then we'll just see what happens the rest of this week. I gotta get a lot of editing done. I got to tutor today, and then I'm doing a dragon boat race practice like this evening. So I probably won't film till later tonight. But yeah, so we'll see you guys later today. What's up, guys? All right, so it's like 11:20 or so in the morning. Dude, Netflix already starting to rebound. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm just gonna post a screenshot here. Netflix is already above our strike. I can't believe it. I mean, I knew it was gonna rebound. I just didn't know it was gonna rebound this quickly. You know, like I said, I think it was just a good opportunity. A lot of people are jumping on the stock right now, driving the price up, and I couldn't be happier. So I gotta go tutor. I'm gonna come back, edit some more, and have to tutor, then go into the boat practice. So yeah, later tonight, we'll see how we end up. Okay, so let's just kind of finish the recap on how the day went. So obviously the Dow did start really bad and finished pretty well. Yeah, the Dow did close at like 55 up, and the NASDAQ closed up 49. And let's just get into the news. Actually, before we get into the news, let's go over the balances to see how we did. We did do really well on July 17th, and I'm putting the positions up here on the screen now so you can see. Our Amazon call did do very well. We had an 1,800 strike at the time, and we made $1,700 just on that one call alone. So that one was the biggest help for us. And then Tesla, Netflix, and then another Tesla call were also our top performers for that day. So really excited about that. And then our Roku call went up 23%, so that was also pretty cool. Really cool about that. And then let's go to our losers. So you can see here we closed at 205,967.36 is our balance. So we made about $7,800. And then one of our Netflix call, that was the one that we took a hit on, even though it did kind of come back during the day, but like that was the one that we did take a hit on. But yeah, so that is that. So let's just go into the next day. Let's just keep going right into it. The next day was very uneventful. Let's see if I can find the stocks here. Oh yeah, so the Dow closed at 79 up and the NASDAQ down just a little bit. So anyways, let's go back into the positions. That's what's important here. So the Domino's Pizza call was our best gainer for this day. We made over $1,000 with that one. So really excited about that. And you can see our top positions there. And then our losers, we had quite a bit of them, but all pretty small in the grand scheme of things. So we did squeak out a win. And then our Amazon call actually went down that day. So let's go. Speaking of Amazon, I do want to talk. This video is going to be about Amazon and my current opinions about it. So before I do that, let's just kind of get into the articles at the time that some of you may have forgot about. I personally forgot about some of these points about Amazon. But at this point, they were talking about Amazon captures. Let's see. Let me talk about the first things I want to talk about. I'll post some links in the description, of course, of some of these articles in case you feel like reading them. But there was some stuff about Powell and the Fed. He was talking about. Let's see. He was talking about the bill signed into law last year will provide meaningful support for the GDP for the next 2 or 3 years. He also added that he advocated for open trade agreements, asserting that countries that are open to trade tend to do better historically. They also, they want the core inflation to be at 2%. That's their goal. They want inflation to remain around 2%. Anyways, one of the things that interested me from this one article was that Goldman Sachs, they reported their earnings at the time, and they went up. They smashed the estimates. They went up $5.98 a share versus $4.66. However, their stock still went down. So it is kind of weird how that happens. And it does happen every now and then. So just something to kind of just understand that even if companies report good earnings or not, their stock won't always go up. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they did bad or that their stock should go down. So just something to keep in mind. With Amazon, this Amazon flips the Prime Day, hashtag Prime Day fail to win. This is some of the stuff I wasn't really paying attention to at the time, so I'm glad I'm reading it now. But obviously they increased their prime hours, so they seem to be increasing it every year. So if the pattern does continue, they will make it longer next year, which just gives them a larger window of time to make a huge profit. So this one article, Amazon Prime Day goes from rummage sale to must shop event. This is another pretty important article that I kind of totally blew over and didn't even read. But it kind of talks about how in the beginning, a lot of the Amazon products that were for sale on Prime Day were kind of like off-brands, like smaller, different products that not a lot of people wanted. However, now a lot of big brands and big companies are working with Amazon to help get those sales in. And so it has become a very, very official, huge day for Amazon. In fact, this promotion from this article, it says this promotion was the biggest shopping event in the company's history, surpassing Cyber Monday, Black Friday, and the previous Prime Days. So those are, I mean, that's just huge information. That's huge news right there. Because Cyber Monday is usually good for like all companies, and Black Friday is good for all companies. But Amazon has a third day now, Prime Day, that's even better than those 2 days. And so for a company to have a day like that, like a third huge day of the year for sales, that's incredible. And yeah, that's why this is just so important, I think. Now, they also added their Prime Day to more countries, such as Australia, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. I totally didn't know that. But they had a 54% increase in sales in the first 3 hours compared to last year, even despite that glitch where people were having trouble checking out. So all in all, even though it's 3 months later and it's November right now, I think people should be reminded of how successful Amazon is with their endeavors like Prime Day, which is a prime example, no pun intended. But this other article I want to talk about, and I actually prepared a little visual for you guys, so I hope you guys like it. But this article, Amazon captures nearly half of all e-commerce sales. Some of you guys have probably heard about this. So anyways, this is talking about how Amazon, is capturing almost 50% of all e-commerce sales in 2018. That's what they're predicting. We'll see what the final numbers are at the end of this year. But just to put that into perspective, I made a little visual, and so I'm going to do a little page peel wipe, and we're going to get right into that right now. All right, welcome to the first annual e-commerce race, and the way this works is the race is measured to be 50 inches long, and I'm measuring this to scale, so each inch represents 1% of total e-commerce sale market share. Okay, so we have the finish line will be at 50 inches, of course, and the starting line is obviously at 0 inches. So just to kind of show you how much Amazon is dominating, let's have a look at the runners in this race. So I have these little guys here. Shout out to Jeremyville. He's an artist I follow from, I think he's in New York, really talented guy. Anyways, he created these characters. I'm using them for the racers in this race. So we have in this first group here, between 1.1 to 1.5% of e-commerce market share, we have Home Depot, probably out in front, maybe that coffee dude. We got Home Depot, we have Best Buy, we have QVC Group, we have Macy's, Costco, and Wayfair. So that makes up this group of 6 right here at between 1.1 to 1.5%. Now, ahead of them, we have, let me kind of show you there, we have maybe the hamburger guy could be Apple at 3.9%. Just shortly behind him, that dude holding a cigarette, that is Walmart at 3.7%. So you can see they got a pretty good lead ahead of the first 6. Now, even further ahead of them, so pulling away already, we have a really big lead right here with this dude. That is eBay at 6.6%. So you can see eBay is doing very well compared to the rest of the pack. Now, let's see where Amazon is. I gotta zoom out just to show you. There is Amazon right here, almost at the finish line at 49.1%. So you guys might recognize he used to be my first thumbnail icon, this guy. But look how far a lead he has from the people way back there. I mean, you can't even almost not even see them from this far away. So this is how much of a lead Amazon has in the race of e-commerce market share. That is just ginormous. That just to show you guys, to give you a little perspective of how much far ahead Amazon is from the rest of the pack. Now, if that's not an example of, e-commerce market share dominance, I don't know what is, because that's just a massive lead, and there's no way these guys can ever catch up to them in the near future. So just to kind of give you a little perspective of how well Amazon is doing. So yeah, let's go back to the rest of the video. Okay, so I hope you guys like that visual. I hope you guys kind of get a better understanding, idea of how big the dominance is with Amazon. So I'm going to finish with talking about Amazon, talking about a current article from October 29th, talking about Amazon obviously reported bad earnings and their stock has been taking a hit. But this one article that is why Amazon stock fell Monday, it talks at the bottom, this says now what about Amazon? It says, notably, even though Amazon revenue growth slowed from a second quarter year-over-year growth rate of 39% in Q2 to 29% in Q3, the company is performing exceptionally well when it comes to profitability. Amazon's third quarter earnings per share, for instance, was up 11-fold, which obliterated analyst estimates. So in case you were not aware of that stat, I mean, I think they're doing just fine. And they also says they're expecting more profitability. And yeah, so I think, me personally, I'm not a financial advisor, obviously, but I personally am still bullish on Amazon just based on how much dominance they have. And let's just keep going because I don't want this video to run too long. But there was an article back in July, why is Walmart abandoning Japan, basically. And this article mentioned that Amazon is also the leading e-commerce player in Japan. So again, just more good news about, just more displays of Amazon's dominance and why, this is why I still like Amazon, even despite their stock taking a big hit. Their PE ratio is a lot lower now, even though it's still big for the average stock. It's a lot lower than it's been. So I'm still holding on to my call, even though I'm down on it right now. But anyways, let's just keep going. The next article, why Universal Display Corporation stock has fallen by 50% in the first half of 2018. This article also tells you basically Universal Display is cheap right now and they're setting up to have a really strong year in 2019. And I'm still bullish on Universal Display, and their stock has been doing pretty well this past week and Halloween and all that stuff. They've been doing pretty well. I think they have earnings coming up within the next few days or something like that. I haven't checked, but yeah, I'm hoping that they're going to do well. Now with Tesla, more signs of weak demand for the priciest versions of their Model 3. This is an old article, so I'm pretty sure the stats might have been different now. I do know their Model 3s are selling like crazy, and one of the things they were talking about is one of the Tesla needs to focus on is kind of lowering the cost for the production of the Model 3. I do think they're making strides in that front because they have lowered the price of some of their Model 3s by like up to $5,000. So I think they are getting better with the cost, and they are going to improve that over time. So I'm really bullish on Tesla. So in case you never knew that. Anyways, this other article, I think it just has a really cool chart, so I'm going to link to the description. One chart puts mega tech trillions of market value into one eye-popping perspective. It just kind of shows how big the Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook are compared to the other companies. Really cool chart, and I'll put them on the screen here, but you should definitely click on it to look at it. Let's just talk about Netflix. I didn't know this. This is an old article. It totally flew under the radar for me. Netflix is creating a comedy radio channel with Sirius XM. I had no idea about that. So I'm glad I kind of went back and read this article because I had no idea. Apparently they're going to call it Netflix as a joke radio, which is kind of funny. But apparently by January 2019, they're going to launch some audio only specials on Sirius. And I think that's a pretty cool partnership, a pretty cool collaboration that they're doing. So I'll post a link in the description for that if you want to read about that. This other article, how Netflix is spending its massive marketing budget, I'll link in the description for that. They did spend about half of their $2 billion budget this year already, but they're getting better at how they're marketing. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been seeing a lot of Netflix ads on YouTube. And I tend to watch those because I love Netflix and they have really good content. So if I see something new, I'll watch that because, it's how I kind of learn about what shows are coming on Netflix. So with YouTube ads. So I like to watch that. Again, with Netflix, they reported that bad earnings, 3 months ago, but they did forecast 5 million net subscribers in Q3, and they did beat that in Q3. So I'm really proud of them for doing that. They reported 6.96 million subscribers. So awesome with that. And then let's see, the last article we have, Tesla expects enormous growth in solar. So I will link in the description for that. We haven't really been hearing a lot about their solar panels products lately. They've been focusing on the Model 3, but this article kind of shows how they are really amped for the solar panels. They're really excited and they expect a lot of growth. And so I am really bullish about that. I do hopefully one day we'll get solar shingles from Tesla on our house eventually when I can afford it. But yeah, so I think that is it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was really stressed out about this video because there's just so much and I'm so far behind. I'm really embarrassed, but I do hope it's still bringing value to you guys. I still hope if there's some little nuggets that you missed, I hope that you're glad that you watched this video. So I guess we'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much. I love all of you. Please comment below any thoughts about Tesla, solar shingles, or solar panels, or the Model 3, or Amazon. What do you guys still like Amazon even at this price? Do you think it's a good buy or what? So I really want to know your thoughts. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.